Hi everyone, today I'd like to show you how to easily clean a Leopard Gecko tub or tank. Some of the things you're going to need are a garbage bag, some paper cloths or cloth rags, and then water spray and your cleaning solution. So there's a lot of different cleaning solutions you can choose that are all good at disinfecting and cleaning out waste and bacteria. Bleach is very strong, very good for cleaning. However, there's a lot of chemicals in it, and you really have to do a good job of rinsing those out afterwards. It can be a little overpowering, and it's understandable that not everyone is willing to use bleach in an enclosure where their animal lives. Same with rubbing alcohol. It's pretty effective at killing things, but you can hurt your hands if you're rubbing with it, and the smell is pretty strong as well. What most people use is distilled white vinegar, which is really good for disinfecting without all the chemicals. It's easy to rinse out, and it's really good for removing sort of watermark stains on glass. So for glass terrariums, it's really good for creating that sort of clear look to the glass sides. A lot of people use hydrogen peroxide as well. This one isn't very good. It's only 3% diluted. To be an effective cleaner, you probably want at least over 20%. Yeah, so I tend to use distilled white vinegar and rubbing alcohol as my disinfectors and cleaners to help scrub out dirt. As a breeder, I use Sterilite plastic tubs for most of my leopard geckos. They're not very nice looking and they seem a little small. But they're actually really effective for keeping a lot of leopard geckos happy and healthy. They're very easy to clean, and there's a small space so you know the gecko's finding its food, knows where the warm and cold parts are, and it's very cost effective. Compared to a 10-gallon tank, this isn't too far off. This is a 16 quart. It's a lot shorter, but leopard geckos don't really use the extra height in a 10-gallon tank anyways. So this guy's had a little poop over on that side. They tend to choose a poop corner, which is nice and convenient. So they won't poop in their food, they won't poop in where they sleep. So I've got a little side container for this guy. Gonna put him in. If you let me grab him. Feisty. Alright. So he's in here while I clean his tank, nowhere for him to go, and I can keep an eye on him. So in his tank's pretty simple. He's got a little hide. It acts as a moist hide. I spray it every day. It's dry now, but this was his food container. Mealworms are gone. There's a little bit of leftover, probably mealworm skin, mealworm poop, and leftover vitamin powder and calcium powder. So I'll toss that every few days. I clean it out, add it in new powders. And then here, it's very simple. I've got paper towel. Looks like he hasn't had to go too much, so I can just easily take that out, put it in my garbage, have a look. This is actually really clean, but I can spray it anyways. So here I'll pour in some distilled white vinegar. Just a little. Doesn't need too much. This tank's pretty clean. Cleaned it a few days ago. So I got some in, and I'm gonna wipe it with I use paper towel a lot. If I'm involved, don't have to wash the rags. Sometimes I will though. Cloth rags are always better for glass ones. Otherwise you can get some paper residue on the glass. But for plastic tubs like this, it doesn't really matter because I'm not using it for showcasing. So I wipe the distilled vinegar around, and then to help rinse that out, I use water spray. And I'll do this a few times, rinse it out, dry it out, until eventually it's all dry and clean again. So now I've cleaned the tub and dried it, so I can put in the new substrate. Clean sheet of paper towel, spray it a bit, and then put in the hide. cleaned out mealworm bowl, which I'll fill up later tonight. Now we can put this little guy back in, and he'll go scurrying into his hide probably. And this nice clean tub. It's important to keep them clean and healthy. Happy tub and tank makes a happy gecko. So yeah, I recommend distilled white vinegar for disinfecting and cleaning, especially for glass terrariums. Really makes them look nice and polished. Other things work, bleach works, hydrogen peroxide works, rubbing alcohol works, but just always make sure to rinse them out properly as well, so your gecko doesn't lick up chemicals or anything that would harm him. For cleaning reptile carpet, obviously it's a little more challenging. You can't just really wipe it down with cloth because it just gets stuck into the fibers and just spreads around, and bacteria can kind of sit in it a little bit. So what I recommend for reptile carpets is to have a few extra, and then you can just toss these in the washing machine with your clothes. Maybe rinse them a little first before throwing them in, but yeah, they're pretty sturdy, pretty cheap. So I recommend having a few extra, so you just take it out, clean the tank, put a fresh one in, and then wash the others. That's what I recommend for reptile carpet, which are also very good substrates. I think that's about it. Thanks for watching.